Hi, Trevor here, reflecting on life through music. Thank you for stopping by. Well, coming again today, you're very, very welcome. I trust you enjoyed my last video on the honey voice of Jimmy Little, Yorta Yorta Man, and we looked at our connection to land and home. So I trust you found that one encouraging. Well, going from there to 1984 in California. It was around the early 1980s that the contemporary Christian music scene, thanks to bands like Petra, who pretty well paved the way for drums into churches, was really getting into a groove. And there were a few bands around the early 1980s, the Sweet Comfort Band being one and Psalm 150 being another. Those bands kind of come to a bit of an end, really, and the guys, Randy Thomas and Bob Carlisle, thought, well, what are we going to do now? Hey, let's form another band, and we'll call ourselves the Allies. And the Allies, Randy and Bob, gathered a few people around them, and they get a pretty almost progressive rock sound. These guys can play really, really well. The harmonies are great, lead vocals are fantastic, everything is really, really good. They did record a demo album, but Light Records said, no, we don't actually need to hear that because we know what you guys are like, so we're just going to sign you. And Ally said, thank you very, very much. And over the next 10 years, these guys had a pretty big career. Out in 1985, the self-titled album Allies came out, and we got the official clip of a Surrender of that particular album. Now, we all know what surrender means, don't we? Well, or do we? Surrender, you can think about a war scene, someone holds up the white flag and the other side says, okay, we get it, you don't want to fight us, but you're going to have to obey us and do what we want. That's what surrendering actually means. I suppose in the context of us personally, we all kind of hold on to things, don't we? We hold on to things, whether it's pride, or whether it's just not being aware even sometimes. No, there are aspects of our lives, there's the stuff that we know and nobody else does. There's the stuff that other people know that we don't. Now, this isn't gossip stuff. This is stuff that we wouldn't want to know. Like if you got something stuck in your teeth, you'd want someone to tell you, hey, you got something stuck in your teeth, wouldn't you? You want someone to tell you that. Well, probably something more significant than having something stuck in your teeth would be, hey, look, do you know you do this thing? It actually puts people off. It could be that you might go a lot, or it could be that you talk loudly, or it could be that you talk and don't listen. These are really, really important attributes that we don't want to. We want to be told about. We don't want to pretend like they're not a thing, do we? But sometimes we need to be told. So as an example, say it could be that you talk loud. And well, it's just the way they talk. Just no, I can do nothing about it. Well, we can, can't we? And sometimes we need to give over and give way to things, don't we? And I remember the movie Inside Out. Actually, this was the Pixar movie. The first one, the second one's just come out actually, but the first one we had the joy character and the sadness character, and those two characters very and truly saved the day for Riley's inner world. And there's a particular scene with Bing Bong, the imaginary friend, and his rocket that gets put into the deep memory. And of course, he's really, really sad by that. And of course, the Joy character has no other way. He basically says, come on, let's go to the train station. It's all good. It'll all be fine. It'll all be fine. And of course, it's the sadness character that comes along and just sits by him and says, I'm sorry they took your rocket. When Joy saw that and said, how did you do that? At that point, she realised what she had been doing, and she, in a sense, surrendered to that moment. And I think what we need to do at times is sometimes we need to drop a certain attribute of ourselves that isn't working. A certain attribute, you think, well, I've known this thing, but it's just not working. It could be something rather confronting too. It could be something you think, oh, I don't want to let this thing go, but I need to. Think of driving as an example. Yeah, you might think you're a good driver, until you get a fine in the mail. Are you going to be thinking, well, it's just another fine, you know, bloody cops, bloody traffic cameras? No. It's a fine, right? It's telling us something. It's telling us something that we did not know before. What do? Do we kind of just keep doing what we do, or do we surrender and realise, hey, maybe I should get a bit of a driving lesson. Maybe I need to have a different system about my driving. Perhaps before I get into the seat, I need to have a different mindset. That's what surrendering is. And often it leads to better things. So, of course, this official clip, it's all about war and war scenes, because that's the most obvious form of surrendering. But we're talking about surrendering to a better life, really. And this is what this clip's all about. So I've got the official clip of Surrender. Out in 1986, we had the album Virtues, 1987. So lots of albums coming out. Shoulder to Shoulder. And we've got the official clip of It's Never Easy. This is talking about being conscious of our surroundings, the people around us, particularly those that aren't doing so good. People on the streets. It's never easy, is it? But you know what? We don't want to keep walking past. Sometimes all people need is just, we may not have cash, because let's be honest, no one carries cash anymore. So, hey, look, I haven't got any cash, I'm sorry. Instead of just walking past them. So I've got the official clip of that one. I thought we'd better try and get a live version in there. We did find a live version of Carried Away from 1991. Now, you might notice at the start here that there's a bit of hand signal stuff going on, because for the first half of this song, the fallback sound engineer was asleep, and so they couldn't hear what they were doing on stage, but they kept going regardless. So we've got a live version of Carried Away. These guys can play really, 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 really well. On lead guitar here, we've got Bob Carlyle, who can play guitar really well as well. So between 1985 and 1995, there were 7 releases. So they, in the scheme of this collaborative thing called music, these girls well and truly contributed to that, and they did have some success as the next incantation of Sweet Comfort Band and Psalm 150, plus a few other guys. So the links to those 3 clips are in the description below, and also included my last clip from Jimmy Little. So if you want to recap on him, feel free. Well, if this is your first time to Life Reflections in Music, or you've come back for another one, how great to see everybody here. Well, seeing this band did feature Bob Carlyle. Bob Carlyle did come out with a pretty amazing song, Butterfly Kisses. So I thought we'd better get on to him next time. So until then, I'll catch you around. Bye for now.